And I wonder if people care more about what George Clooney has to say than Nancy Pelosi. And I would say, yeah. And he bailed on Biden. It's actually fascinating. Meantime, in my career, and it's a long one, my closest friends who would take a bullet for me, literally, are cops. In all facets. In the federal level, state, local, and local level, quite frankly. And the truth of the matter is that there's a circle of them that have helped me along, that have been professionals, that have jeopardized their careers to tell the truth. And when one of them walks away, it stings because you're losing greatness in a department in a country that struggles for greatness in law enforcement because it's a tough gig. And there's a dearth of men and women willing to do it, as we know here in Pittsburgh. Mass exodus. One of my boys sent me a text 2 minutes ago. 3 more gone today. 3 more Pittsburgh cops gone today. So yesterday, I texted Dan O'Hara, asked him what happened downtown at 3 in the morning. This is a true story. O'Hara's the man. He didn't respond. So when he doesn't respond, it means one of 2 things. He's on vacation, he's hacked off at me, or he's hacked off at me. It wasn't either. He's joining me live on the phone this morning. My brother, good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
How you feeling?
Retired. A strange feeling, honestly.
It has to be, man. Help me out. Tell our listeners how long you've been with the department.
24 and almost a half years.
And and is one of the best cops that ever worked there, and was the union boss. It's actually how we became friends. You quit. Is it fair for me to say you quit abruptly, resigned, retired, whatever you want to call it, abruptly? Is that fair?
Well, it's sort of fair. I mean, I have another job I'm going to be going to later this month. And once I was confirmed that I had the new job, I made the decision it's just time to go. Just because in this day and age, if anything happens, whether you do everything right or not, it's just perception. And it's better to walk away now and know I have my new job and move on.
You know I love you. You know, we've been friends for a long time, have we not? Right?
We have known each other for, since 2008.
And one of the people who trust you, and you can't help but tell the truth. And the truth is important to you, is it not?
It is.
And dedication to your job was really important to you, was it not?
Absolutely. I mean, I put in a lot of hours, and when I was union president, I can't even tell you how many hours I put in, but it was important to try and make the job better for the officers and also to try and make the department better as a whole.
Yeah. And he is not here, quite frankly, to criticize the department, but I wanted to ask you about what you're seeing happen around you. Now we're down to 650 active cops ready to go and work the streets. And you're one of those that left. Is that unsettling, that number, sir? And should we be afraid?
Well, I don't want to say we should be afraid. There's no reason for people to panic with regards to that. But what I would tell you is that the staffing numbers are lower than what you really want to have for a city our size. Officers are working a lot more hours than they probably should be, and it's very demanding work at times. And I think that, with given the culture of the department changing right now, there's a lot of things that are being implemented. The future for recruiting, because of things nationally and locally, it's becoming very hard to get officers, and we're seeing us lose more and more. So our numbers I don't know when we'll recover from this. It's going to take a long, long time.
You ask yourself the rhetorical question, which is what I do. Why the hell would anyone want to be a cop today? Do you ask yourself that?
I do, actually, because you're scrutinized for everything you do.
Yep.
As I said, I left once I had that job. I left because you don't you just don't know. Our job is very fluid. You can be 1 minute, walking down the street having a nice day, and the next thing you know, everything just blows up around you. There's no way to know in policing.
You have been deeply concerned about staffing shortages at certain times to the point where you think there weren't enough players to play the game. That's fair too, isn't it?
That is fair, yes.
And you don't see it changing, and neither do I. I mean, there's no way it changes, right?
Well, part of the problem, and I said this back in, when I was union president during 2008 to 12, I warned the city then that, it takes 9 months almost at the academy to train a new officer per MOPEC standards, which is the state governing board. And then we have to put them out there because they're brand new, and they're like clay that needs molded.
Yep.
And you have to teach them how what you learned in the books actually applies in the real world. And I was a field training officer, for many, many years. And, some officers come in and they get it right away, and others it takes a little while longer. But you want to make sure these people are safe, and you want to make sure they're doing the job correctly. And even once they graduate, it takes time to become a real police officer, to know what you're doing.
Dan O'Hara.
And that's part of the problem.
Dan, did you abruptly retire? Was it just yesterday morning?
Yeah, I left.
Wow.
I gave them about 24 hours notice. But again,
you must have shocked the hell out of some people, though.
Yeah, they were a little surprised. A lot of people. I mean, people who were close to me in the department knew that I was trying for a new job, and so it wasn't a complete surprise. But, I did not know for sure that I was leaving until this week. I wasn't 100% until I actually had the offer on the table. I would have been around at least until next December, and then I would have seen where our contract was at and where the city was at that point.
My favorite Pops I've ever known in my life, and I'm an old guy. We've been friends for more than 20 years. I've counted on him for a lot, and I mean a hell of a lot, because he can't help himself. He has to tell the truth. Hey, man, can you hang around for a minute? You got nothing else to do, man. All right, hold on. Dan O'Hara, seriously, badass cop. Calling the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic. Brought to you by Bowser, Ellen Gamble. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Not a great morning, depending on where you go out on the area roads. We have crews headed to the scene of a vehicle fire. This is in Braddock on 8th Street near the intersection with Cherry Way. In East Liberty, crews continue to respond to reports of wires down on Paulson Avenue at the intersection with Rapidan Way. And we do have heavy traffic for you. This in Heidelberg. Of course, Railroad Street is busy street on a good day, and that's Route 50. And as you're coming through the business district there, do watch out. There's an earlier accident on East Railroad Street between Green Tree Road and Collier Avenue. You have a series of traffic lights in very quick succession there, and we're just still seeing a lot of heavy delays around that earlier issue. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Sorry, but we actually have a wait list for our Monstera.
Shaw's greenhouse is really bringing in the green.
We have snake plants and stuff.
She needs a construction manager to build on her roots and grow.
We got a whole section for ferns. Here we have dahlias, and more dahlias.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Don't be a statistic, folks. Get your heart checked by the experts at UPMC now.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Visit them at awaken180weightloss.com.
Hello, this is Sarah Botkin of Botkin Family Wealth Management. My father, Les Botkin, started his career as a financial advisor back in 1997. I decided to join him after that dreadful morning on September 11th when I was working in the World Trade Center. Coming home to Pittsburgh and to my family was important to me, and I've worked with Dad ever since. My brother Lester joined Dad and me several years ago after serving our country in Iraq. As an independent financial planning and investment firm, we broke away from one of the largest brokerages on Wall Street. Our plans are customized and free from bias and shareholder needs. We've been successful because our clients are successful. We'd love to help you be successful too. Visit botkinfamilywealth.com to learn more about our dedication. We look forward to meeting you.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Private Advisor Group, a registered investment advisor. PAG and Botkin Family Wealth are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Are you paying too much for prescription drugs? Other pharmacies take a $5 drug and charge $300, but not at Blueberry Pharmacy. We introduced the Cost Plus model over 4 years ago, ensuring transparent and fair pricing. From our North Hills location, Blueberry Pharmacy services Pennsylvania, Ohio, and West Virginia. We apply the same pricing principle to everything from blood pressure medication to chemotherapy drugs. Enjoy exceptional service where you can talk to a real person like me. Call us at 412-612-2279 or visit blueberrypharmacy.com.
Spoke to Jerry Nasseri with NASCO Roofing this morning. Look, the thing about NASCO is their work ethic. The thing about NASCO is their pricing. The thing about NASCO is their reputation. Owens Corning, the best of the best. Lifetime guarantee, lifetime warranty. Folks, this is the crew that's been on our roof several times. Did my brother's roof, my sister's roof. Becomes a family thing. Why? Because NASCO does it right. 412-373-2000 NASCO. 412-373-2000. Give me a yell.
Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band Rock for Hunger Relief supporting food banks across the country. Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank welcomes them to PPG Paints Arena in August. Enter for your chance to win tickets today by visiting ppgpaintsarena.com. To purchase tickets, visit Ticketmaster.com.
PBS Eye on Veterans, presented by University of Maryland Global Campus. Every 30 seconds, the equivalent of a dump truck full of plastic is dumped into the ocean. Army vet Chris Vido founded Sheets Laundry Club to do something about that. Their small, postcard-sized detergent sheets are trying to make a big difference.
900 million plastic laundry jugs wind up in the landfill or the oceans every single year. So every box that we sell obviously eliminates one bottle from being put on a shelf elsewhere. The initial goal the first year was, I think, 25,000 boxes. Over the course of 2.5 years, we're a little over 1 million bottles. The goal, again, is to turn the tide on plastic pollutions.
John Stewart here. Unbelievably exciting news. My new podcast, The Weekly Show. We're going to be talking about the election, economics, ingredient to bread ratio on sandwiches. Listen to The Weekly Show with John Stewart, wherever you get your podcasts.
Hear about it and talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
So as an example, when and he's still in a coma. The guy was nearly beaten to death downtown about 3 o'clock yesterday morning. There was not a cop in the vicinity. And there are weekend nights when there might be 8 cops in the whole city. And there are shifts where there might be less. And just, not to scare you, but to tell you the truth, depending on the number you look at, and 3 left this morning, there's about 650 active cops available to jump into action in Pittsburgh right now. And even the city says they need 900. Dan O'Hara was there 24 years, abruptly, in my world, resigned and is moving on to a good job next Monday, yesterday morning. Dan, what's a number you think is a healthy number for the police department?
Well, you know, for the city to operate properly, just this is my opinion based on the years of looking at stuff, a good number actually is 950. And the reason for that is Well, the reason for that is that you always have people away on military. You have people that are hurt. To function smoothly, 950 would be, in my opinion, an ideal number. However, 900 isn't a bad number for our size, and we are changing the way we do some things. A lot of people, disagree with the policies that are being put in place, okay, is how we respond to calls and such. But again, policing is not a static operation. It's fluid, and changes can be made, and certainly there's things that can be done in our department and that would make things better. But again, you have to implement them over time and see if they work.
Yeah, you're not flailing your arms saying this place sucks, and he's not that kind of guy. But you did send me kind of a cryptic text a few days ago saying we're going to lose some really good veterans in the next week or so, and bam, here you are. So when you leave, it takes another chunk of cheese out of the block, and the block is getting smaller and smaller. So taking your number of 950, which is your Pollyannic number, and addressing it with the number they have right now, 650, what kind of loss of that 300 does it put the city and citizenry in terms of public safety, sir? 300 short in your book.
Well, what happens is your patrol officers, because you actually don't have 650 people patrolling. Nice. You have far less than that.
Yeah.
And I can't even give you the exact number right now, but sure. I would say we're probably in the high 200s of actually in patrol. And so what happens is they have to offer inordinate amounts of overtime to cover the problems they have, such as, the downtown spike in violence. So they'll put out additional overtime. They'll try to beef up the numbers. But again, the new chief, Larry Scarrato, who actually, he was here before. He knows.
And you like him, by the way. You like him.
I have no issues with Larry whatsoever, and he's doing what he thinks is best for the department, okay, in his vision. We never agree 100% with anyone's vision, right? I mean, it can be the most beloved person. You're not going to agree with everything they do. So that being said, are all the changes he's making going to be spot on? Of course not. Are they all wrong? Of course not. So again,
are the citizens safe with 650 cops? Are they safe?
Well, you're safe. I mean, here's the problem. Yeah. Most crimes are crimes of opportunity, okay? I could be walking a beat down Liberty Avenue downtown, and the criminals see me walking down the street towards 7th Street, and they go up and they rob someone at 6th Street. This is a reality. I mean, it's I don't care how many officers you have, crime will still occur. However, what I'll tell you is you get lower and lower in terms of numbers. It puts a strain on the existing officers who are now working a lot of overtime, and you're not at the top of your game when you're tired.
Completely get it.
That's what I would say.
The same way. Hey, you gonna miss it, man? The buzz.
I will miss it. Yeah. I will miss the people the most. I mean, it's been an honor to serve the people of Pittsburgh, and I'm going to continue in law enforcement, just not the same way. But I do have pride in our department. It's there's a lot of sadness for me to leave, but at the same time, we all have to retire at some point, and you have to decide what your life's work is, and I've decided this is the right time for me to go, and a lot of other officers will make that decision for themselves.
Unfortunately, is your wife relieved? Is she relieved?
Yeah, I think she's happy that I'm getting out of this, and like I said, it's not that for any reason. I mean, I could have stayed there until I was 70 years old.
Right.
I mean, I would tell you that this job was one of the greatest jobs I've ever had, and I've had a few before I came on. I didn't come on until I was 34.
Sure.
And but it's an act. It's a job that you'll never see anything like it. Anyone who's ever been a police officer will tell you the same thing. It's like going to the circus every day, something new.
How many times? Let's see. We can tell the truth now. How many times over the years do you think I texted you? At least 1,000. At least. How many times did I annoy the hell out of you?
Verify something.
How many times did I annoy the hell out of you? How many?
I wouldn't really call it annoying. The thing is I would rather, just like the numbers, I would rather people knew the real numbers. I would tell you that, where we're at staffing-wise, like you said there was 8 officers overnight. I can assure you there weren't 8 officers. I assure you that there were many more than that.
Nice.
Okay. However, do I think that the staffing is lower on night turn? Absolutely it is. Do I think it should be beefed up? I do personally. However, to use a number like 8 to tell people that, it's not accurate.
Okay.
And the reality of it is sure, we're operating with far less officers than we did in the past, but I don't want people to think we're unsafe in the city. We're not. But again, just like anything, I stress, crimes, most of them like that, are crimes of opportunity.
My man,
and
Dan O'Hara, you're going to miss me, man, a lot. You're going to miss me a lot. You're going to wake up in the middle of the night calling out my name. I'm saying, hey, man,
I'm pretty sure.
I'll see you in a few days. Congrats, brother.
Goodbye,
man. One of the good ones.
Restrictions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Sunday mornings at 6 a.m. on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA, it's Tech Vibe Radio. Join hosts Audrey Russo and Jonathan Kirsting from the Pittsburgh Technology Council's Huntington Bank Studios as they bring you a front row seat to Pittsburgh's tech sector.
From the Medicare Solutions Studios.
Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
69. It's overcast at 10:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. The Public Utility Commission votes today on a rate hike request from Penn American Water. Bills could increase about 25% for residents and up to 60% for businesses. The utility wants the increase to help pay for $1 billion in upgrades to pipes, water treatment stations, and sewers. Inflation eased slightly last month. Consumer prices dropped by 0.1% from May to June. But compared with the same time last year, prices were up 3%, which is still above the Fed's inflation target of 2%. Right now on Wall Street, the Dow is up 51 points at 39,772. The Nasdaq down 130, and the S&P is down 14 points. 3 people wearing masks stole at least 4 high-value guitars from a music store in Mount Lebanon last night. Police say it happened around 7 p.m. at Empire Music on Washington Road. Investigators are reviewing surveillance video, and they're asking anyone with information about the theft to call 911. Employees at a Kittanning nursing home say they'll be on a picket line later this month if they don't get a new contract. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has more.
SEIU Healthcare Pennsylvania says employees at Armstrong Rehabilitation and Nursing Center unanimously voted to send an unfair labor practice strike notice to the facility's owner this week. Workers allege the company bargained in bad faith and failed to provide bargaining information about wages, staffing, and agency costs. SEIU says workers are asking for the owner to invest the over $2.1 million he receives in annual state funding to retain and recruit caregivers. The 3-day strike is set to start on July 19th. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
KDKA Radio News Time, 10:32. Our next update at 11 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. News Radio, KDKA.
Retirement doesn't have to be complicated. Are you sick of all the fancy charts and investment mumbo-jumbo thrown at you to justify the Wall Street fees you're being charged? It's not the size of your nest egg that matters, but rather the income it can produce. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons, best-selling author and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who have retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and the money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money into this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better, stress-free retirement, call today to speak to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie, The Retirement Deception. Call 888-379-1486. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free. So don't delay. Call right now. 888-379-1486. 888-379-1486.
Get Marty, brought to you by the law firm of Rosen and Perry. No slogans or gimmicks, just results. Hey guys, Marty. Had 2 great meals with my wife in the last month. Both of them at Oakmont. Both of them at restaurants owned by my good friend JK, the man. Okay, the Lot. I'm not exaggerating. The best brunch I've ever had at the Lot. I'm serious. The best dinner I've had in a year. Hofstadt's. They're in the same town. They're on the same strip. They're owned by the same man. The Lot and Hofstadt's. JK delivers. Great stuff.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I always do my best to prep for summer, but sometimes things just come up. And when they do, Kohl's and their great prices are always there for me. I just shopped their summer cyber sale and saved big on everything I was missing, like summer must-haves under $15, floor care essentials for 50% off, and kitchen appliances for 30% off. Plus, I earned Kohl's cash. So no matter what happens the rest of the summer, I'll be ready. Thanks to Kohl's. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at KennyRoss.com.
On the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's going on out there?
All right. Well, the delays in the morning rush hour have dissipated for the most part, Marty. We do have a couple of slowdowns for you. One on the Parkway West, you'll kind of get in line right around that big bend on the front side of Green Tree Hill before the runaway truck sand pile as you make your way inbound to the Fort Pitt Tunnel portal. The outbound ride toward the airport is rolling well. Parkway East inbound, minor slowdowns for you between Edgewood, Swissvale, and Squirrel Hill tunnels. Outbound headed toward Monroeville, points east, and the PA Turnpike. Not a problem there. Crews in the final stages of clearing an earlier vehicle fire. This in Braddock on 8th Street near Cherry Way, so do watch out for slowdowns there. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Outside of a sprinkle on spots the rest of the morning, the rest of today will be breezy and cooler than recent days with clouds and sun in a high in the low 80s. Turns out clear tonight, though 63. Sunny and becoming hot tomorrow, high 90. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA.
So, I was on the phone yesterday with Julian Gray. We've become good friends. He's an elder law attorney. I met him, became very close when my parents passed, and he took over our estate, and the whole family sitting in his office made a tremendous difference in our lives. I was talking to him yesterday about how important it is to get an elder law attorney like the folks at Julian Gray and Associates involved. I'll tell you why. Major tax implications, major health care implications, major major input you need from an expert, a true insider like Julian Gray and his folks that made a massive difference in the lives of the Griffin family. It's never too late to do this. It's never too late to plan your estate, but do it as soon as possible. Julian Gray, grayelderlaw.com. grayelderlaw.com. I'm telling you, folks, they did a wondrous job for the Griffin family. 412-458-6000. grayelderlaw.com.
What's up, America? It's Rich Valdez. On tonight's show, we've got the terrorist therapist Dr. Carol Lieberman. Then, former chairman of the California Republican Party, Tom Del Beccaro, joins us. All of that's coming up with me, Rich Valdez, tonight at 10 p.m. on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
What's up? It's Marty. I have probably over the years, when I was in high school and was playing football for Central Catholic, this is a fact. Ask Rich Fitzgerald if you see him. Ask Dan Marino. Ask Sal Sinceri. Any of the guys that played at the same time. During the summer, we would all kind of hang out and we would meet in Minio's parking lot just about every night. And we would get a small plane. We'd walk down this hill, get a small plane, and stand around the parking lot and stare at girls and go home. It's in my blood. If you tested my blood, there's cheese from Minio Squirrel Hill in my blood. I've probably eaten 5,000 of them. Yeah. It's amazing. And the beauty of it is that my son, Vincent, it's his favorite pizza. It just is. Him and his boys get on their bikes and go there. Where are you going? Minio's. Dad, can we get Minio's? So, I'm reading through the New York Times. This is Sunday, and I see this piece, which is actually kind of blew my mind. And I love this kind of stuff because it's Minio's. This is the New York Times. 15 of our readers' favorite pizza places around the world. The world, folks. Exemplary pies can be found in Kathmandu, Rio de Janeiro, Kyoto, and across America. Minio's Pizza House, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is beautiful. This pizza is different from any other I have ever tasted. The cheese is heavy. It must rest before eating and does not travel well. Okay. The pepperonis are Pittsburgh style, quarter size, and the crust is al dente. I've never eaten crust like this anywhere. How about that? My man, John Minio, joining us live. How about that, John? Best in the world, brother. Did you have any idea this was coming down, man?
Marty, buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
And, it's amazing. I didn't even know anything about it until my friend texted me Sunday morning and told me about it because he has the app for New York Times.
Yeah.
So that's how I found out about it. And I just was like, my jaw dropped, and I just looked it up, and I read the article by Stephen Quigley. Thank you, Stephen Quigley, that wrote the article on Minio's Pizza. I appreciate that very much, number one. But it was just amazing. Like, I looked at the places around the world, the U.S. of A., and there was no New York or Chicago in the article. Pizza shops. There's Ohio, Minnesota, and ours in Pittsburgh. So it's just an amazing article. And I read it like 5 times already. I just amazing about each place in Portugal, Peru, Brazil, Nepal, Amsterdam, and Germany. It's like amazing.
I love it, brother. And I don't own the damn place. And it has to make you kind of nostalgic, too, doesn't it, John?
Oh, for sure. What my father did and took a chance in Squirrel Hill, predominantly Jewish neighborhood at the time. But he just fell in love with that area, and he respected the traditions there. He would close during Passover, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, and he just respected the area he was in, and he was well respected in right back at him, because he respected them.
Man, the competition has increased so much over the years, yet you still remain at the top. I'm fascinated by that. Are you, John? Because there's so much competition and so many variations. Are you fascinated by this and that you've latched on to even young people?
Yes. And a lot of it has to do with the parents uncles, aunts, and turn the kids on to the pizza. And it's just amazing what it keeps on rolling. We're in our 65th year.
Wow.
So since 1958. And it just comes down to the quality of the ingredients we use. We daily prep. We grate our own cheese. We make our own sauce. Nothing's bagged and nothing comes already grated. You know, it's like we have labor. We're labor intense, but it's well worth it because the product you get is 110% quality.
John Mineo, best in the world, man. That is a ring to it. Maybe I'll get a tattoo. What do you think, John?
Well, I'm not much of a tattoo person.
Me neither, brother. Hey,
Yeah.
But John, regardless of this, it's still a grind, man. You're still in a hell of a difficult business, are you not, sir?
I know a lot of tours, and they're in the same boat as me.
Yep.
Getting good help is up there on the list, and keeping good help and taking care of your help is key. But you know, we keep on going through every year. And, you know, now that some of my family's involved and my brother Dominic's family's involved, it makes it a little easier when you have adults, if they're not kids anymore. But and they help out tremendously. My son really took over a lot and took it off my plate in Squirrel Hill and in the new location in Hampton, Allison Park area. So it's really, really booming. Mount Lebanon's doing well.
Oh, yeah. Hey, John, I'm trying to remember, what would a small plane have cost in the late 70s? What would it have cost?
Late 70s?
Yeah.
Probably around $2.40.
Yeah, I thought it was $3.
$2.80.
Yeah, I thought it, yeah.
$2.80 when I first started.
Yep, I thought it was $3.
Yeah, I was right around mid to late 70s when I was a 13-year-old going there and helping my dad.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you what it is, man. You go in there, and that smell hits you, and you think of everything you know and love, and everyone you know and love, and all the moments where you went in there, and all you were doing was laughing after having a couple of beers with the boys on the Shenley Park golf course. I got to tell you, man, I could write a book about those moments, and I'm grateful to you for that, my man. Thank you, and congrats, brother.
Yeah, thank you so much. And, it's nice because people come here, they don't know about Pittsburgh. They go to Pitt, CMU, and all the colleges around our area here in the east end of town, and they fall in love with the pizza. Then they graduate and they go elsewhere, and then we FedEx some half-baked frozen pizzas.
Hey, John, you know what kills me is this dude writes, "It must rest before eating."
Yeah, you know what I say to my customers, Marty?
What?
I tell them, let it congeal. I bring it to the table. Let it congeal for 2 minutes. I know it looks great. Just, bear with me when you just let it congeal.
My man, but if you had like 4 beers on the Shenley Park golf course like I did, you ate that stuff hot and burned all the skin off your mouth, and that was kind of part of the play, brother.
The roof of your mouth would burn, and my dad would kid you. He would nudge me and say, "Watch this. So watch this, John." But with his accent from Sicily, because he knew they were going to bite into it hot.
He did. My man. Congrats, brother.
All right. Thanks, Marty.
Oh, man. It's old school, man. It makes me nostalgic. I cannot tell you the story. Well, I just told you. We would go to the 11th hole, ask Chris Fitzgerald. We'd have a keg up there, and we'd drink beer. I know it was against the law. And then we'd all pile in cars. We'd go through this trail down to our cars, and we'd go to Minio's and eat the pizza while it was still hot and burn off the skin off our mouths. Best in the world, Minio's. How about that? From the PJ Fitzpatrick, home from the traffic center, AAA traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, how are you?
I am doing well, Marty. And you know what? Out on the roadways, for the most part, not too many complaints right now. Hopefully, I'm not going to jinx us by saying that. Do watch out for some bridge inspection crews working on the ramp from 279 southbound to the Fort Duquesne Bridge. They were just supposed to be out there for a little bit this morning, according to our friends at PennDOT District 11. But we do see some slowdowns there, and certainly if there are crews there, you need to be careful. Watch out for them and leave a little extra time. Parkway West inbound won't cost you too much time right now if you're trying to make your way into downtown. Just right around that Big Bend, the Parkway Center Mall, on ramp to the runaway truck sand pile is where you'll get in line before the Fort Pitt tunnels. Coming out of the tunnels and heading for the airport or points west, it's a good way so far. Parkway east and bound is sluggish at Edgewood, Swissvale. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Look, there have been so many tornadoes. We've seen more tornadoes than in decades. Here's the deal. With branches down, trees down, when you need emergency service, when you need somebody that's going to take care of business with your trees, with your branches, with the damage, you got to call Greater Pitt Tree Service, the best in the game. They're there with the professionals, with the equipment, with the training. Amazing service. Greater Pitt Tree Service. 412-884-TREE. 412-884-TREE.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
For eligible individuals, 18 and older only. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
Your hearing aids a little tinny.
With Jabra Enhanced Select's premium package, better hearing doesn't happen in a doctor's office. It happens at home. All done remotely from initial testing to adjustments.
How are they sounding now?
Fantastic. So much better. You get the same advanced hearing aid technology and professional support you expect from a clinic at a fraction of the cost. And if you have any issues, we'll make adjustments 7 days a week, no charge. You people are wonderful. Our premium package includes hearing aids, 3 years of follow-up care, plus a 3-year warranty with loss and damage coverage, and a 100-day money-back guarantee. I hear better than I ever thought possible. Save $300 on Enhanced Select 500 hearing aids automatically at checkout. Just go to jabraenhance.com/try. That's JABRA enhance.com/try. jabraenhance.com/try.
Summer is here, which means pool days, beach trips, and yeah, you guessed it, traffic jams. Oh yeah, and heat waves. Let summer catch you by surprise. Get the local news you need, no matter what you're up to, with the free Odyssey app, and never miss a beat with alerts on breaking stories sent directly to your phone. Listen today on the free Odyssey app. That's AUDACY.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 platinum preferred roofing company.
Hey guys, check this out. Our house is 80 years old. I love it. We have this big picture window in what you would call the formal living room. It needs repaired. It needs replaced. And it needs replaced badly. So I am so happy to know that Universal Windows Direct is coming to the house to take a look. They got this amazing opportunity right now. If you call them, 412-545-6003. For every 2 windows you buy, you get 2 free. Love it. Buy 2, get 2 free. Buy 4, get 4 free. Buy 20, get 20 free. In other words, there is no limit. And 0% financing for 60 months. Folks, the windows perform better and last longer. They have this super spacer technology which insulates the windows. 412-543-6003. Universal Windows Direct.
Traffic brought to you by Friendship Village of South Hills. Support comes from Friendship Village of South Hills, a resort-style senior living community providing hospitality to Pittsburgh residents in search of stability, new connections, and new adventures. More information at friendshipvillagepa.com.
Pittsburgh has many bests, and Pittsburgh's best deli by far is Food for Thought. Paul Martino here. Folks from all over our area come to Food for Thought's North Craig Street location because their quality is fresh, authentic, delicious. Trust me, it's worth the trip. Come see Bob the Deli King at Food for Thought, North Craig Street. With over 30 years of quality deli and catering, Food for Thought, hands down, Pittsburgh's best deli.
Hi, this is Larry Richard with Dan Bitchoff, the PA Hypnosis and Anxiety Center. Anxiety, Dan, you know, is at an all-time high.
It's out of control right now, Larry. We have people calling in every day to help with anxiety. And the thing that we have here at the PA Hypnosis and Anxiety Center is we're able to get to the part of the brain that actually causes the anxiety. Most everybody knows that people have problems, but they can't control the anxiety on their own. So the sessions that we do actually from the first session on gets that part of the brain to stop causing causing that fight or flight anxiety response. And that's how we're able to give the guarantee with our program.
And you've worked with high-level athletes, Olympic athletes. Where do we get started?
We do a free consultation, and we're going to do the same thing with the clients here that we do with the U.S. Olympic team to help them win gold medals. So when you call the office for the consultation, we can set that up at 724-934-8446.
The PA Hypnosis and Anxiety Center, 724-934-8446. Call now.
Here's your Chill on Money question of the day.
Dan from Seattle asks, I'm 44 and married with a 6-year-old. I have a salary of $150,000, and we also recently inherited $100,000. We want to save for our daughter's college, but we don't want to use a 529 plan in case she decides to skip those college years. Well, Dan, I would love for you to reconsider the 529, at least up to $35,000. That's the amount that could eventually be rolled in a Roth IRA for your child. Otherwise, you could start maxing out your retirement accounts, and if there's no debt, open a taxable brokerage account.
Have a question? Go to chillonmoney.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love, flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Come join our growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The videos thing is actually fascinating. Pizza's like artwork. Huh? Here's why. We were lucky enough to go to France and go to some of the most significant art galleries in the world. I swear to God, this is a true story. And I think it was in the Louvre. My mother-in-law is a fantastic, fantastic artist, gifted. Has sold some pieces for over 100 grand. Honestly, so she's legit. And so, and I don't know the artist, she wouldn't. There's this piece where this artist put a big, on this massive canvas the size of a billboard, of a red dot. And I'm laying on this bench in the Louvre with my father-in-law. They're about to kick us out because we're idiots. I am, not him. He's wonderful. And I'm saying to Barb, my mother-in-law, what the hell is this? She says, it's great art. And that's what pizza is. To her, that's great art. Pizza's like that. It's fascinating to me about, get into a conversation, forget politics. Pizza is very, very personal, man, because that slice that burns your mouth has that flavor that takes you back to your childhood. I don't care what the joint is. Larry's on the corner. Cucina Bella, my boy Carmen, that's our joint. It just is. And I can tell you 100 stories about having pizza and meatballs at Carmen's place and my kids and my wife in celebrations. Minio's goes back to when we were kids, man. And I'll tell you right now, this is a fact I was telling Patrick. When we go to see my sister Barb, who is battling and winning, doing a hell of a job at it, pancreatic cancer. True story. When we go to see her, which is about every other Sunday, in Wheeling, West Virginia, we stop at Minio's and get 2 half-baked and drive them down. There's sometimes 3, large, and it puts the biggest smile on her face. And it's Minio's. She wants nothing else. I am not exaggerating. And look, Patrick loves Aiello's, great spot. Everybody has their joint. And that joint elicits and solicits memories that go back to when you were a kid. My boy Ron Layton, one of my boys, Secret Service, has protected 4 presidents. When he comes home here, we go to Minio's, and that badass man orders double cheese because he's done that since he was a kid and since he was a student at Central Catholic. And I love when something local gets worldwide attention and that the readers of the friggin' New York Times chose Minio's as one of the top pizza joints in the world. And John Minio works his butt off, just like every single other guy and gal that I knows that's in that business. Congrats, Minio's, once again.
There's so much going on in the world.
Say the word and unlock the world.
I love listening on Alexa. It's on every smart speaker I have. Some rooms have more than one because my husband's obsessed with technology.
Tell your smart speaker to play News Radio, KDKA.
It's Marty. We talked about cancer. We talked about how it throws off your balance. I'm at Physical in Monroeville. Physical, folks. Dr. Jess Nolan is amazing at the office in Monroeville. They put you in a harness. They teach you how to walk again. I feel stronger. I feel as if I'm getting my balance back. Physical in Monroeville. 412-457-8200. 412-457-8200.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Here's my joint, right? So, summer months, celebrations, right? You got graduation cakes, cookie trays, sandwich platters, cheeseburger, donuts, delicious, cheeseburger-shaped cakes, flag-shaped cupcakes, the American tort, all the same. All I'm telling you, folks, is this is my joint. Everything there is handmade, homemade, fresh, and absolutely amazing at Oakmont Bakery. It's delicious. Check it out. UPMC saved my life. It's just the truth. And when I had cancer. And now they prolong my life. Seriously. I have been in what's called swallow therapy. I had choked 4 times. Heimlich maneuver 4 times. Now, nothing. Now, clear path. Now, I feel safe and secure with the therapy I received at UPMC. It's an amazing place. Life-saving, life-changing information. UPMC.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. When you use Angie for your home projects, you know all your jobs will be done well. Roof repair? Done well. Kitchen sink install? Done well. Deck upgrades? Done well. Electrical upgrade? Done well. Angie's been connecting homeowners with skilled pros for nearly 30 years, so we know the difference between done and done well. Hire high-quality certified pros at Angie.com.
We're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. that struggle with hunger.
Childhood hunger is a heartbreaking reality that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and provides it to families and children in need.
You can help kids in need in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
Free Odyssey app from the Medicare Solutions Studios.
Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
71 with overcast skies at 11 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Stubborn power outages remain from Wednesday afternoon's wind gusts. As of 11 a.m., Duquesne Light has around 1,800 customers offline. They're mostly in Pittsburgh and McKees Rocks. Penn Power has whittled the number down to about 530 customers without service in the 5-county region. About 1 million power outages in Houston today as residents are coping with the destruction of Hurricane Beryl. Mayor John Whitmire is asking people to make some accommodations.
Please limit your driving after dark. We have traffic lights across our communities that are out. It's dangerous to approach these intersections after dark. Stay at home, limit your driving.
Whitmire says a massive cleanup effort is underway.
We're trying to get trees off houses, off the streets, pick up the debris with solid waste, working long hours.
The Houston area is also sweltering. The National Weather Service issued a heat advisory saying conditions are potentially dangerous given the lack of power and air conditioning. A hot summer, including 8 days with temperatures of 90 degrees or higher so far, is affecting local farmers. Adam Ball at Sorgel's Farm says the heat is holding back the growth of popular fall crops.
It's going to set a lot of things back, like certain things are kind of shutting down and not moving, even our pumpkins and stuff like that, and so your later sweet corn and stuff.
Ball says summer's usual heat wave came earlier than usual this season. Some teachers in eastern Pennsylvania found themselves being impersonated in a known group TikTok attack. News Radio KDK's Tamira Rush has details.
Teachers at Great Valley Middle School in Malvern, which is just outside Philadelphia, were targeted by students in a group TikTok attack. The New York Times reports the fake teacher accounts were rife with pedophilia, innuendo, racist memes, and homophobia. TikTok was made aware of multiple fake accounts, some of which are no longer available, and the company removed other accounts for violating its policies. The New York Times also reported that several students were briefly suspended for their actions. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
Inflation is stabilizing with the Consumer Price Index for June at 3% compared to the same month last year. Inflation dropped 0.1% from month to month. CBS business analyst Jill Schlesinger puts the new numbers in perspective.
All the increases that took place during the COVID years, they're still with us. So prices overall are still 23% higher than they were 5 years ago.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 95 points at 39,816. The Nasdaq is down 230 points. The S&P is down 29. KDKA Sports, the Brewers cruised past the Pirates 9-0 last night. Paul Skeens, the first rookie pitcher to represent the Bucks in the All-Star game, will take the mound this afternoon. Catch the game on News Radio KDKA starting at 1:15. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. For your perfect new roof and a lifetime warranty, trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:03. Time to get to Tom Fridays for thick, juicy steaks, smokehouse meats, and more. Tom Fridays Market, California Avenue, Brighton Heights, 1 minute from the McKees Rocks Bridge. Skies are overcast, 71 at Pittsburgh International. KDKA AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
Do you know what the scariest sound to hear on a factory floor is? Silence. That means something somewhere broke. Production has stopped, and now you're paying your workers to wait while the team troubleshoots and tries to fix the problem. Finally, there's a proactive way to reduce equipment downtime, thanks to MaintainX. MaintainX is the asset management system that brings your maintenance downtime to zero. MaintainX lets you build preventative maintenance schedules, manage work orders in real time, and access the data you need to make better decisions. Downtime equals death in the production world, so make unplanned downtime a thing of the past. Try MaintainX for free. Control the daily operations of your business and transform your maintenance program by going to maintainx.com. That's maintain in the letter X.com.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's sea to shining sea, and water damage as far as the eye can see. It's freshly mowed grass and a fence that was freshly vandalized by a pack of unruly teens. It's also around-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, good morning. What's going on out there?
Good morning, Marty. You know what? It's actually tame enough around the remnants of the rush hour here that I have a chance to talk about a construction closure. Heads up if you're looking tonight to travel between the Golden Triangle and the South Side. PennDOT tells us that the Smithfield Street Bridge will close in both directions. This will be between Fort Pitt Boulevard, of course, and East Carson Street. This is for bridge preservation work, and it forces the closure beginning at 9 p.m. tonight through 6 a.m. on Friday. There will be a posted detour for all traffic except for buses and emergency vehicles, and the sidewalk will remain open to pedestrians during this closure. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon will be rather breezy with intervals of clouds and sunshine in a high in the low 80s. Turns out mainly clear tonight, though 63. Tomorrow mostly sunny and turning hot with a high near 90. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
1020 KDKA Radio for Medical Frontiers with Dr. Gerald Piper from the Allegheny Health Network. Every Monday from 7 to 8 p.m. Dr. Piper and his special guests will cover the information that you want to know about your health and the latest trends in medicine.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Most actors are actors. Some of them give me a rash. Sean Penn gives me a rash. Madonna gives me a rash. They're talented people when they stick to their lane, but when they do this other political crap, I get annoyed. Alec Baldwin gives me a rash, just because he's an irritant. But then when guys like Tom Hanks, Jane Fonda gives me a rash, always has. Nice. Just telling you the truth. When guys, though, like Whoopi Goldberg gives me a super rash. I can't get rid of that one. You could spray Ungent. You could put a cream and a salve on there for 10 years and it wouldn't go away. That Joy, is it Bear? Oh, she gives me heartburn. Oh, my gosh. So, my point is they made themselves celebrities, and they think because they are, they have the right to give opinions, and I guess they do. But there's other actors that give their opinion, and I pay attention, probably because they're adults. Tom Hanks. Yeah. George Clooney stands out. Why? He's mature. Married to an extremely intelligent, connected, gifted woman who wants to make a difference around the world. They just do. They speak the truth. They have juice. They have an ethical and moral standard. They create massive amounts of money to create change through charities. Okay? So, when George Clooney writes this, I pay attention. And I wonder if you do. He writes this. When was this? Sunday. Wow. July 10th. What's today's date? Anyone? 11th? So it was yesterday. I love Joe Biden, but we need a new nominee. This is George Clooney, New York Times. This is blown up. I'm a lifelong Democrat. I make no apologies for that. I'm proud of what my party represents and what it stands for. As part of my participation in the democratic process and in support of my chosen candidate, I have led some of the biggest fundraisers in my party's history. True. Barack Obama, 2012. Hillary Clinton, 2016. Joe Biden, 2020. All true. Last month, I co-hosted the single largest fundraiser supporting any Democratic candidate ever for President Joe Biden's reelection. Raised $30 million. I say all of this only to express how much I believe in this process and how profound I think the moment is. Again, George Clooney. I love Joe Biden as a senator, as a vice president, and as a president. I consider him a friend, and I believe in him, believe in his character, believe in his morals. In the last 4 years, he's won many of the battles we've faced. But the one battle he cannot win is the fight against time. None of us can. It's devastating to say. But the Joe Biden I was with 3 weeks ago at the fundraiser was not the Joe Big Effin' Deal Biden of 2010. He wasn't even the Joe Biden of 2020. He was the same man we all witnessed at the debate. Ouch. Was he tired? Yes. A cold? Maybe. But our party leaders need to stop telling us that 51 million people didn't see what we just saw. We're all so terrified by the prospect of a second Trump term that we've opted to ignore every warning sign. That George Stephanopoulos interview only reinforce what we saw the week before. As Democrats, we collectively hold our breath or turn down the volume whenever we see the president, whom we respect, walk off Air Force One or walk back to a mic to answer an unscripted question. I actually do that. Is it fair to point these things out? It has to be. This is about age, nothing more, but also nothing that can be reversed. We're not going to win in November with this president. On top of that, we won't win the House, and we're going to lose the Senate. This isn't only my opinion. This is the opinion of every senator and Congress member and governor who I've spoken with in private. Every single one, irrespective of what he or she is saying publicly. Ouch. We love to talk about how the Republican Party has ceded all power and all of the traits that made it so formidable with Ronald Reagan and George H.W. Bush to a single person who seeks to hold on to the presidency. And yet most of our members of Congress are opting to wait and see if the dam breaks. But the dam is broken. We can put our heads in the sand and pray for a miracle in November, or we can speak the truth. It's disingenuous at best to argue that Democrats have already spoken with their vote and therefore the nomination is settled and done. And we just received new and upsetting information. We all think Republicans should abandon their nominee now that he's been convicted of 34 felonies. That's new and upsetting information as well. Top Democrats, Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, Nancy Pelosi, and senators, representatives, and other candidates who face losing in November need to ask this president to voluntarily step aside. All of the scary stories that were being told about what would happen next are simply not true. In all likelihood, the money in the Biden-Harris coffers could go to help elect the presidential ticket and other Democrats. The new nominee won't be left off ballots in Ohio. We Democrats have a very exciting bench. We don't anoint leaders or fall sway to a cult of personality. We vote for a president. We can easily foresee a group of several strong Democrats stepping forward to stand and tell us why they're best qualified to lead this country and take on some of the deeply concerning trends we're seeing. From the revenge tour that Donald Trump calls a presidential campaign. Look, let's hear from Wes Moore and Kamala Harris and Gretchen Whitmer and Gavin Newsom and Andy Beshear and J.B. Pritzker and others. Let's agree that the candidates not attack one another. Let's focus on what will make the country soar. Then we could go into the Democratic convention next month and figure it out. Would it be messy? Yes. Democracy is messy. But would it enliven our party and wake up voters who long before the June debate had already checked out? It sure would. The short ramp to Election Day is crazy. Would be a benefit for us, not a danger. It would give us the chance to showcase the future without so much opposition, research, and negative campaigning that comes with these ridiculously long and expensive election cycles. This can be an exciting time for democracy, as we've just seen with the 200 or so French candidates who stepped aside and put their personal ambitions on hold to save their democracy from the far right. Joe Biden is a hero. He saved democracy in 2020. We need him to do it again in 2024. Wow. Does that make a difference? Can that actor, George Clooney, make a difference? You tell me. 866-391-1020. Can George Clooney make a difference here? 866-391-1020. From the PJ Fitzpatrick, Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up?
All right, Marty, taking a look around the region here, we do have some construction zone lane restrictions that might frustrate you if you're trying to head northbound on Route 28. And they've set up shop here as you approach the Highland Park Bridge, and there is a narrowing of the lanes, and that's resulting in some slowdowns. At times, it backs toward the Etna bypass, but right now it's slow just after you pass that point up into those construction zones. Just leave extra time. Parkway West is kind of fluctuating, going to cost you some time as well. Slow just after you crest the top of Green Tree Hill into the Fort Pitt tunnels if you're trying to make it into downtown. Parkway East inbound continues to have some sluggish traffic as well. Making your way westbound on 376 inbound toward those Squirrel Hill tunnels, you'll line up right around Edgewood, Swissvale. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Visit them at awaken180weightloss.com.
You can host the best backyard barbecue. You find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
When you haven't found love, it can feel like everyone else has. It's in every movie, every song, and all the PDA. Looking for love sucks. Thankfully, California Psychics can give you the guidance you need to find the one. We guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com and experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Sorry, but we actually have a wait list for our Monstera.
Shaw's greenhouse is really bringing in the green.
Keep snake plants and stuff.
She needs a construction manager to build on her roots and grow.
We got a whole section for ferns. Here we have dahlias, and more dahlias.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
With over 75 million albums sold, 6 top 10 hits, and 14 platinum albums, an evening of icons, an unforgettable night of classic hits. It's the Commodores and the Spinners. It's Friday, August 2nd, the event center at Rivers Casino. Get tickets now at riverscasino.com. An evening of icons.
Tune in to KDKA Radio every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. for On the Money with Secure Money Advisors. Brian Caranta has tips that will make sure your retirement and income plan is ready to help provide you with a comfortable, secure retirement.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Marty Griffin. George Clooney getting hammered. Moron, idiot. He's getting abused. So Clooney raises $30 million for Biden in this massive, was the biggest fundraiser in history, single night. He spends all this time with Biden, and obviously if you listen to that piece that he wrote in the New York Times, obviously he believes the president has checked out. Right? Right. Because then he sees the debate, and now he's convinced he needs to move on. At least he's honest. At least he's not playing along to get along. At least he has the political courage to tell the damn truth. No one else does. They've been covering for Biden now for, well, Patrick, Ron Layton has been telling us that the president lost several steps. He's been telling us on this show for 2 years.
At least. Yeah.
At least. And no one in Washington was saying that. Now, we saw Biden do things that made us concerned, but all these folks just hid behind it. They covered for the president. They protected his schedule, right? They controlled his media appearances.
Extremely limited.
Extremely limited. So Clooney sees this, has the fundraiser, and tells the truth. Good for him. And check this out. America is responding, and fundraisers have responded. Depending on who you're talking to or who you're listening to, fundraising efforts, and money is everything to these folks. The fundraising end of this for Biden has dropped off by more than 50%. And in some cases, they say it's nearly zero. Folks don't want him to run. But let me say this. He's dug in. And you can use these stories about FDR was nearly dead. Okay. Okay, let's go back 75 years. And they used to have presidents who were alcoholics who were in office and philanderers, and who cares? And they used to have duels with vice presidential candidates. Okay, who cares? This is here, and this is now. And the world is a constantly moving target. And Joe Biden, Trump out of the picture. Take him out of the picture. Joe Biden, and then you heard Stephanopoulos. We played the sound yesterday. Do you still have it? You still have the sound with Stephanopoulos? Yeah, please. Ryan has this sound with George Stephanopoulos, who interviewed Biden. And the fact is, he doesn't think he can last another 4 years. If you know anyone in decline, physical and or mental decline, it happens at a rapid pace. So Stephanopoulos, who is a true insider, who has spent a lot of time with Biden recently, who's the one who did that interview, 22 minutes. He's on the street in New York, and a TMZ reporter or a citizen, they pay for their interview, sneaks up on him and asks him this question. Listen.
Hey, how you doing? What do you think? Do you think Biden should step down? You talked to him more than anybody else have lately, and you could be honest. You don't think he can serve 4 more years? All right, that's an answer.
Doesn't think he can serve another 4 years. So in the context of what Clooney said, in the context of what you heard Stephanopoulos say, in the context of fundraising, which has dropped off dramatically, let me say this. The polls, and again, you can buy or sell what I'm telling you. The polls have him and Trump in a dead heat. In fact, every single poll I've looked at has not really changed since the debate. However, the truth will set you free here. Every single American polled, the vast majority, about 80% of Americans, believe that Biden is too old to be president. So there you have it. It's conflicting, and it's confusion, and it's difficult. But at the end of the day, at some point, Joe Biden is going to have to make a tough decision. And is he going to dig in? No one knows. No one knows. I want you to play part of this Nancy Cordes piece from CBS, Ryan. This is this morning. This is what's happening in Washington right now. Listen.
May we continue to grow stronger and closer in all the years ahead.
President Biden unscripted yesterday in some of his favorite settings, interacting with world leaders and union leaders.
Middle class built this country. You built the middle class.
But he was dealt a new blow midday from lifelong Democrat and movie star George Clooney, who just hosted a $30 million fundraiser for Biden last month. In an op-ed, Clooney wrote, quote, "The Joe Biden I was with 3 weeks ago wasn't even the Joe Biden of 2020. He was the same man we all witnessed at the debate." Clooney wasn't the only one signaling fresh doubts. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi was asked if she still supports Biden's bid.
It's up to the president to decide if he is going to run. We're all encouraging him to make that decision because time is running short.
The problem? Biden has already announced his decision to stay in the race.
Well, let me say this as clear as I can. I'm staying in the race.
Virginia Senator Tim Kaine sounded a lot like Pelosi.
They have complete confidence that Joe Biden will do the patriotic thing for the country, and he's going to make that decision. He's never disappointed me.
Late yesterday, Vermont's Peter Welch became the first Democratic senator to call on Biden to withdraw. Regular Vermonters are worried that he can't win this time, he wrote, and they're terrified of another Trump presidency. A trio of top Biden advisors is heading to the Hill today to try to reassure Senate Democrats. And CBS News has learned that House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries plans to convey the concerns of his members directly to the president.
Continuing to have conversations with each other, and those have been candid, comprehensive, and clear-eyed.
A new national poll out this morning shows the race essentially unchanged from before the debate.
Man. So Raz just told me, and I'm so glad he reminded me. Biden, where is it? What is it? United Nations thing?
It's the end of the NATO summit in Washington, but he'll be solo with the media by himself.
I'm very curious about this. And the George Clooney thing, that's a lot coming from a guy like that, is it not, sir?
Yes, it is, because he's not a political figure.
Right
he's
on.
active in politics, but he's not a politician.
And he's an actor that we actually respect. We don't think of him as to be a blathering idiot.
I heard you saying that earlier, and I agree.
Yeah, thanks, Raz. All right, so what did you say, 6:30?
6:30 Eastern.
All right, man. We're checking it out. Crazy, crazy times, folks. Spoke to Jerry Nasseri with NASCO Roofing this morning. Look, the thing about NASCO is their work ethic. The thing about NASCO is their pricing. The thing about NASCO is their reputation. Owens Corning, the best of the best. Lifetime guarantee, lifetime warranty. Folks, this is the crew that's been on our roof several times. Did my brother's roof, my sister's roof. Becomes a family thing. Why? Because NASCO does it right. 412-373-2000 NASCO. 412-373-2000. Give me a yell. John Perry is one of my close friends. He's also one of the best attorneys in the country. Medical malpractice, catastrophic injury, Rosen and Perry. Look at the results, man. Look at the accolades. I've had family members go there. I've had friends go there because of their success. Serious about this. They are the professionals. Rosen and Perry. 412-281-4200. Rosen and Perry. Call them. Ask for John. 412-281-4200.
Gigantic July savings at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Fresh chicken drumsticks, $1.29 per pound. Large fresh mangoes are 67 cents each. And hardwood smoked Eckrich hard salami, $4.99 per pound. Come see us at Coon.
UPMC, life-saving, life-changing information. Amazing.
Serious savings at your local Parmar store. Dan's angrily reminding you to download the Parmar Stores app and save big. Get 3 cooler beverage items with your Parmar Rewards card and get 10 cents off per gallon of gas. And remember, if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
From the Medicare Solutions Studios.
Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
71 with overcast skies. It's 11:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. President Joe Biden's solo news conference to close out the NATO summit comes as Mr. Biden is struggling to quell the Democratic Party's panic about his chances for re-election. And we will carry the news conference live tonight at 6:30 on KDKA Radio. Mark Fogel's mother is asking Donald Trump for help in freeing her son. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has that story.
Malphine Fogel, mother of Mark Fogel, the Butler native and international teacher detained in a Russian prison, said in a video released on Wednesday, quote, "As the matriarch of the Fogel family, I am respectfully asking former President Trump, Republican nominee for president, to meet with me on Mark's behalf while he will be in Butler this Saturday," end quote. On June 18th, Malphine Fogel filed a federal lawsuit against the U.S. Department of State to demand the government treat her son's case the same as it treated others. Fogel was arrested at a Russian airport in August 2021 for possession of 17 grams of medical marijuana. He was sentenced to 14 years in prison in June 2022. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
An alarming study finds toxic metals were found in tampons used by millions of women. UC Berkeley researchers tested 30 tampons from 14 brands and found measurable concentrations of at least 16 metals, including arsenic, mercury, and lead. The study does not determine whether the metals can be absorbed, but Dr. Grace Ferguson, an OBGYN with Allegheny Health Network, told KDKA TV it's plausible.
Anything that's exposed to a mucosal membrane, those surfaces in your body are extra absorbable. And so everything that touches those gets absorbed at a much higher level than your skin.
The study authors said more research is needed. The FDA said it will review the findings and take any needed action. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 64 points at 39,786. The NASDAQ now down 321 points, the S&P down 45. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:32. Our next update at noon on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
I'm with Joe Potocnik, JP Roofing and Siding with big news.
We're announcing a partnership with James Hardy Siding,
the recognized leader in the industry.
Backed by a 25-year warranty.
That gives you peace of mind.
James Hardy Siding is the best of all exterior siding products.
Upgrade your curb appeal and protect your investment.
That's exactly right.
Call Joe for a free estimate, 412-829-7711, JP Roofing and Siding.
Thanks, Larry.
The Pittsburgh Speaker Series, presented by University of Pittsburgh, announces its 24-25 season at Heinz Hall. 7 events will broaden your perspective and deepen your understanding of the world around you. Featuring legendary composer Andrew Lloyd Webber, Liz Cheney, Supreme Court correspondent Nina Totenberg, and artificial intelligence pioneer Oren Etzioni. The series is sponsored by News Radio KDKA and the Spanos Group of Raymond James. Tickets on sale now at pittsburghspeakers.org.
Voss TV and Appliance. I know how good they are. They've been in my house. We have several other appliances. They've been to Larry's house. He loves them. Look, if you're looking for a new appliance, a new television, why pick Voss? It's the only place you'll ever need. They're small enough to treat you like family and big enough to offer an array of quality TVs and appliance. Voss TV and Appliance. Big brands. Reliable delivery and service and the lowest prices in town, guaranteed. Trust Voss. 412-650-VOSS. 412-650-VOSS.
Okay, I'm ready to record my jewelry store's new radio spot. I got a great script that really goes after Diamonds Direct and how they're nothing special and how we can match their price. Great stuff.
Oh, great. We have this new technology that bleeps out any false claims, so it saves us time with editing. So you can start anytime.
Okay, here goes. When you visit our jewelry store, we'll guarantee direct. Our diamonds come straight. We have cutters. And, hey, what the?
The hard truth is that other jewelry stores simply can't do what Diamonds Direct can. Diamonds Direct has special relationship with De Beers, international connections, and virtually unlimited buying power. The result is true direct importer pricing, exceptional quality, and up to 30 times the diamond selection you find at other stores.
I can't believe this thing won't let me say.
Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. Get more truth at diamondsdirect.com. Proud partner of the University of Pittsburgh Panthers.
No one caters deli better than Bob the Deli King from Food for Thought. Hands down, the best deli in Pittsburgh. Paul Martino here. Need a trusted caterer that will please every guest at your next gathering? Get the best. Call Bob the Deli King. At Food for Thought, they've been catering quality, authentic, and delicious deli items for over 30 years. They easily accommodate quick turnarounds. Call 412-682-5033. 412-682-5033. Food for Thought, Pittsburgh's best deli catering.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, Power 5 Bowser, Ellen Gamble. What's going on up there?
Well, in Shaler Township, Marty, you want to watch out for crews. First responders headed to the scene of a reported brush fire. This is near the intersection of Weibel Run Road and Martsolf Road. Heads up tonight. This is a construction note. If you're going to travel between the Golden Triangle and the South Side, PennDOT tells us that the Smithfield Street Bridge will close in both directions between Fort Pitt Boulevard and East Carson Street. This is for bridge preservation work that will force the closure at 9 p.m. through 6 a.m. tomorrow, Friday. There will be a posted detour for all traffic except buses and emergency vehicles. They'll still be allowed to use the span, as will pedestrians. The sidewalk will remain open as well. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A sprinkle around the rest of the morning. It'll be breezy this afternoon with intervals of clouds and sun at a high in the low 80s. Turning out mainly clear tonight, though 63. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and becoming hot with a high nearing 90. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at KennyRoss.com.
What's up, America? It's Rich Valdez. On tonight's show, we've got the terrorist therapist Dr. Carol Lieberman, then former chairman of the California Republican Party, Tom Del Beccaro, joins us. All of that's coming up with me, Rich Valdez, tonight at 10 p.m. on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
So, it's Marty. It's actually fascinating because I have one daughter in college and another headed and a son who will be going to college. So, and I actually like what they're doing. This is actually very cool. And I've never heard of this. And it's called direct admissions. Direct admissions, direct enrollment, whatever the heck you want to call it. So, a lot of colleges, because they're fighting the fight, man. Parents are freaked out about spending $500,000 to send their kid to school. Kids don't know what they want to do with their life. Enrollment at a lot of schools, a lot of them, is falling dramatically. So, even without you applying, they are admitting some students. And some of the local schools doing it. I actually like this, man. I think it's cool. What do they have to lose? Washington and Jefferson, Robert Morris, Allegheny College, by the way, all good schools. Point Park and CCAC are doing this. I love the idea. I think it's smart. I think it's a better approach. I think it's aggressive. And what do they have to lose? We're going to ask the man. Dr. Steve Wells, a chief academic officer at CCAC and a professor. Doc, what's up? How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you doing, Marty?
Man, Doc, this is actually fascinating to me. How long have you been in the business, the teaching business, sir?
Well, we have been at CCAC for over 20 years. I spent about 20 years out at the South Campus teaching English, and then for the past year have been the provost and chief academic officer here at the college. So been in the business for quite a while.
So you see the landscape. Did you ever imagine, because I didn't, I never imagined that this would happen. Tell us what's happening and how it works.
CCAC could actually send out acceptance letters to every high school graduate and GED holder in Allegheny County, but we decided the postage wasn't worth it.
My man, spot on. I actually never thought of that way. What I love about CCAC. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, we were founded back in 1966 as an open enrollment institution. And so we have open doors to anybody who has a college or a high school diploma. But the other schools, the four-year schools, what they're starting to do is offer direct admission to qualified high school graduates. So they just, instead of insisting that these students go through the process, you probably remember the process of doing the letters and doing the applications and then sending off application fees. Instead of doing that, they're sending out letters saying, "Hey, you're accepted. We want you to come to school here." And I think it's a great idea. It evens the playing field for those students who don't have that support structure to help them apply. Students who can't afford for like the test prep and professional application coaching, and those application fees add up too.
Hey, Steve, it has a certain desperate vibe to it, too, does it not, sir?
I don't think it's desperation so much as recognizing that there's a shift in the market. We do have a decreasing number of traditional age high school students, and so you do need to appeal to them and to invite them in. But it also allows colleges to kind of broaden that appeal. You know, they can send them out to not just people in Allegheny County, but across the state. So I don't think it's desperation so much as just recognizing that there's been a shift in the market and that a lot of students aren't willing to jump through all the hoops that they were required to in the past.
Help us out. This is Steve Wells of CCAC. Doctor, how do they find me if I don't even apply? How do they even know?
I think that I'm not positive on this one, but I think that they have third-party organizations, and they have relationships with them, so they get identified through these online portals.
Through Niche.
Niche is one of them. That's a Pittsburgh company.
And by the way, what I'm reading too, Stephen, I think this is cool as heck. So some kids, they don't have to do all the applications. They don't have to put deposits down. They don't have to pay the fees. Like one kid said, I had 32 of these. It could save people a lot of money, can't it, my man? And a lot of hassle.
And save a lot of money and a lot of hassle. But just because the process is easier doesn't mean the decision to college should be made lightly. It is a big decision. It's a big investment of time and money. And students ought to consider carefully if that four-year degree is right for them. Now, I think, in my opinion, what they ought to do when they get accepted to those four-year schools is start off at CCAC. They can come over here. We have what are called articulation agreements with a lot of the four-year schools in the area, our transfer institutions. So they can come here. They can get the first 2 years' worth of school at a flat rate tuition of under $2,000 a semester. We held tuition. We held tuition level again this year, and full-time student rate is $1,890 per semester for Allegheny County residents. And then that opens up other doors for them. So we have these articulation agreements they can find on our website. And for example, we have one with Point Park University, and it covers 11 programs. It is a program-to-program articulation from CCAC, so they don't lose any credits. And it also includes scholarship incentives. So they will get a scholarship of $12,000 to $18,000 a year at Point Park if they graduate from CCAC and then transfer.
And Steve, if I'm wrong here, Point Park's 40,000 plus. You guys are 2,000.
It's expensive, but you do have to remember that a lot of the private institutions offer significant discounts. So there are some pretty good financial aid packages.
$2,000 is less than my daughter's meal plan.
Yes, we are very reasonable.
To our financial plan, this is a true story. To send my 3 kids to college, they estimate about $1.2 million. And what you're saying is a genius to take this leap. And the more you guys offer in their astounding programs, we were just talking about your aviation program, attractive it becomes. But I also find this direct admission thing to be a good idea. And without even applying, they can actually tell you got in and the scholarship you get. It's actually kind of cool. Right?
Oh, I think it's a great idea. And it encourages students who may not have even thought of college before, to get that acceptance letter in the mail and know that somebody recognizes your high school accomplishments and thinks that you're capable of doing more. That's encouraging to students. And a lot of them just need that little nudge to consider post-secondary education.
Awesome. Steve, you're the best. Thank you, Doctor.
Absolutely. Anytime, Marty.
CCAC rocking it. I love interviewing them because they have these great ideas and great programs, and I push. I sent them a note yesterday about this because I love this idea. For the first time in our lives, and we live in snobby, snooty Mount Lebanon. I love Mount Lebanon, but it has an attitude. Adults with money are saying, "Hey, that CCAC thing is cool." Think about the math. 4,000 a year, basically what he just said. Versus 80,000 or 90,000, or on the low end, 45,000. Just saying. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up?
All right. Depends on where you go, Marty. Things look great. And then in some other spots, not so much. Parkway West inbound, one of those places where you have a lot of company. If you're trying to make your way into downtown, you'll get in line at the top of Green Tree Hill. Things rolling well behind the Liberty tunnels right now. No problems there. Parkway East inbound 376 is sluggish at Edgewood Swissvale. As you head to the Squirrel Hill tunnels, Parkway North rolling well from downtown up towards 79. No problems for you there. And same story on the Parkway West outbound toward the airport. Good ride there. Heads up in Shaler Township. Crews are checking out reports of a brush fire near the intersection of Weibel Run Road and Martsolf Road. AAA traffic from LGKG Injury Lawyers. LGKG, your home team. Visit lgkg.com. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
You know Oakmont Bakery's my joint, right? So, summer months, celebrations, right? You got graduation cakes, cookie trays, sandwich platters, cheeseburger, donuts, delicious, cheeseburger-shaped cakes, flag-shaped cupcakes, the American tort, all the same. All I'm telling you folks is this is my joint. Everything there is handmade, homemade, fresh, and absolutely amazing at Oakmont Bakery. It's delicious. Check it out.
There is treatment for your neuropathy pain. I'm Dr. Dawn Spalla, owner of Allegheny Health and Physical Medicine. If you suffer from numbness and tingling in your hands and feet, throbbing pain, or you can't sleep at night, Allegheny Health and Physical Medicine treats neuropathy symptoms daily without drugs and surgery. Call 724-224-2224 to schedule your free consultation at our Sarver or Brackenridge offices. Just call Allegheny Health and Physical Medicine at 724-224-2224 for relief.
Today we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission, to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/value and unlock 50% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value.
With a 90-year reputation, LGKG is known for its highest standards and ethics among injury attorneys. I promise you, we're different from the others. Fighting for the little guy is what we do. I'm Joe George. Find us at lgkg.com as we expand into Pittsburgh. LGKG, your home team.
While you sleep, there are people you've never met who are working hard to make your morning. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want while you sleep. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richard, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start your day. Wake up to your friends, weekday mornings on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's Marty. We talked about cancer. We talked about how it throws off your balance. I'm at Physical in Monroeville. FYZICAL. Folks, Dr. Jess Nolan is amazing at the office in Monroeville. They put you in a harness. They teach you how to walk again. I feel stronger. I feel as if I'm getting my balance back. Physical in Monroeville. 412-457-8200. 412-457-8200.
Inflation fears started in 2021. The warning signs were everywhere. But Senator Bob Casey ignored the warnings and sided with the liberals in Washington, voting for trillions in reckless, wasteful spending. And all that reckless spending made inflation worse, driving up prices on almost everything you buy. Now, Pennsylvania families are paying the price for Senator Casey's reckless spending. Our state's been hit the hardest by higher prices. With Senator Casey's reckless spending, grocery prices are up 25%. Rent, it's up 21%, and electricity's up 29%. Senator Casey helped create this mess. And now, Pennsylvania families are struggling to make ends meet. Call Senator Casey at 202-224-6324. Tell him to support S575, the Fight Inflation Through Balanced Budgets Act, and fight against inflationary government spending. Paid for by One Nation, onenationamerica.org.
Do you know what the scariest sound to hear on a factory floor is? Silence. That means something somewhere broke. Production has stopped, and now you're paying your workers to wait while the team troubleshoots and tries to fix the problem. Finally, there's a proactive way to reduce equipment downtime, thanks to MaintainX. MaintainX is the asset management system that brings your maintenance downtime to zero. MaintainX lets you build preventative maintenance schedules, manage work orders in real time, and access the data you need to make better decisions. Downtime equals death in the production world, so make unplanned downtime a thing of the past. Try MaintainX for free. Control the daily operations of your business and transform your maintenance program by going to maintainx.com. That's maintain and the letter X.com.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Marty Griffin, paying for college is insane. So, I know people that are, I'm not exaggerating this, and that's why I love this idea, and I love that's why I actually use the people from CCAC. First of all, they have these really cool programs. Second, it's $2,000 a semester. Come on, man. I have acquaintances that are 60 years old that are still paying their college loan. That's a fact. I have a significant number of nephews and nieces that owe over $100,000. I have a nephew. Now, again, he went to NYU and has a law degree and all that stuff, and that's all fine and dandy. In the ballpark, he owes in the ballpark of $500,000 to $600,000. So it's insane. And you could say that's his fault. That's fine. But what happened in America, and you know this, is they started handing out these college loans like government cheese. And I use the government cheese reference because when I was in college, there was so much excess government cheese. The government, I was telling my son about this actually last night, subsidies. There's so much cheese on the market that, honestly, if you went to Giant Eagle cheddar cheese that's $6 a pound would be 30 cents. That they have to buy up the surplus. Same with milk, eggs, blah, blah, blah. When we were in college, they were giving away government cheese. And we would get in line and eat blocks of cheddar cheese. We were constipated for a year and a half. And I lived with 13 guys. Imagine that fun on Saturday night after a couple bong hits. But they started giving out college loans like that. I'm not exaggerating this. First of all, they gave out trillions in loans to people that have horrible credit, the parents. And the kids have never worked a job. This is the truth, man. They do no background check or credit check when they give you $100,000 in college loans or $400,000. There are schools in Pennsylvania, state schools, and I don't want to embarrass them, Edinburgh, where they accept in the high 90s. So in other words, everybody gets accepted. And the dropout rate after the first year is about 50%. Did you hear what I said? About 50%. So every single kid that they gave whatever it costs to go there, what is it, 20 grand? Edinburgh's pretty cheap. They lose that money. I mean, and then they owe that money. And so what happened in America was massive amounts of debt was accumulated because you got quote unquote free money because it felt like that. Seriously. And then what the colleges did, all of them, Penn State, Pitt, Michigan, you name it, they built the hell out of their campuses. They built massive dorms and insane buildings. They hired insane administrators. Look at the financials, man. The Wall Street Journal did a breakdown on these schools like Penn State and Michigan and that owe so much money. They're in so much debt because of, look what happened at WVU. Insane debt and enrollment plummeting. And students who did not have to qualify in any financial way have $100,000 in loans. Huh? Welcome to America. And so now they're buried in it. And that's the conundrum. It's finally hit home. I'm not exaggerating when I tell you our financial planner said, Mr. and Mrs. Griffin, if you send your kids to these schools, it'll cost you $1.2 million. Huh? One of my boys, his ex-wife, pays $3,000 a month starting in the 90s. That's a freaking $350,000, $400,000 house payment. It's like a hemorrhoid that won't go away. And so I am attracted to and enamored by schools like CCAC, where my man comes on and says, for $2,000 a semester, you're working it, and these credits transferred to this school and that school. We're starting to think this way, and my friends are starting to think this way, and my boy Patrick's sitting here, he's starting to think this way, because at the end of the day, man, ain't no way I'm sending any of my kids anywhere that's going to cost me $500,000. I'm not going to do it. I promise you I'm not going to do it. And I think it's finally starting to hit home with parents and colleges and America and the banks who handed out this money like government cheese. Government cheese. So I see these loan forgiveness programs, and that's fine. I'm glad some people aren't buried under this debt. My dentist grabbed me, and I love him. He's an amazing dentist. And his son wanted to go to dental school. This is a true story. And they did the math. $600,000 in loans. Come on, brother. And dentists, man, they're struggling right now. You can never pay that back. Ever. And look, man, my nephew owes $500,000. He will never, ever, ever pay that back. He can never buy a house unless Bill Gates calls. And he probably won't. And it's not funny. And that's why I wrap my arms around this notion of take a good look at CCAC, because it works, man.
The KDKA mobile news fleet is driven by Jim Shorkey Kia, North Huntington, Wexford, and Uniontown. Visit ShorkeyKia.com today.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Look, with Medicare, this is important stuff, and there's never one size fits all. That's the beauty of MediConnect. That's why I love the company. The folks at MediConnect, they'll sit down with you in your home or in the office, anywhere you wish, to answer Medicare questions and compare plans with your current situation. There is never, ever a fee for their services. They got 70 different plans. Medicare made simple. MediConnect, 888-818-6334.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-403-5569 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-403-5569. That's 800-403-5569. What do you have to lose? Call 800-403-5569. Again, 800-403-5569.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
Free Odyssey app from the Medicare Solutions Studios.
Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
71 and cloudy at 12 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. President Joe Biden's solo news conference to close out the NATO summit comes as Mr. Biden is struggling to quell the Democratic Party's panic about his chances for re-election. We will carry the news conference live tonight at 6:30 on KDKA Radio.
Inflation, they say, is stabilizing with the consumer price index for June at 3% compared to the same month last year. Inflation dropped 0.1% from May. CBS business analyst Jill Schlesinger puts the new numbers in perspective.
Increases that took place during COVID years, they're still with us. So prices overall are still 23% higher than they were 5 years ago.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 65 points at this point at 39,786. The Nasdaq down 346, almost 2%, and the S&P is down 50 points. Stubborn power outages remain from Wednesday afternoon's wind gusts. Duquesne Light has around 1,800 customers offline, mostly in Pittsburgh and McKees Rocks. Penn Power has about 530 customers without service in the 5-county region. Some teachers in eastern Pennsylvania found themselves being impersonated in a known group TikTok attack. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has details.
Teachers at Great Valley Middle School in Malvern, which is just outside Philadelphia, were targeted by students in a group TikTok attack. The New York Times reports the fake teacher accounts were rife with pedophilia, innuendo, racist memes, and homophobia. Daniel Gaffredo, superintendent at Great Valley, said in a statement, quote, "It saddens us to know that the students to whom these teachers dedicate their time and talent every day would misuse technology in a way that causes teachers undeserved stress and emotional hardship," end quote. TikTok was made aware of multiple fake accounts, some of which are no longer available, and the company removed other accounts for violating its policies. The New York Times also reported that several students were briefly suspended for their actions. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
3 people wearing masks stole at least 4 high-value guitars from a music store in Mount Lebanon last night. Police say it happened around 7 p.m. at Empire Music on Washington Road. Investigators are reviewing surveillance video and at the same time asking anyone with information about the theft to call 911. Minneo's Pizza House is getting national recognition. The New York Times recently published a list of 15 of their readers' submissions for the best pizzas in the world. From more than 1,000 responses, the Times selected one about Minneo's. KDKA Radio's Marty Griffin talked with John Mineo not too long ago about the restaurant's origin.
When my father took a chance in Squirrel Hill, predominantly Jewish neighborhood, but he just fell in love with that area and he respected the traditions. He would close during Passover, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur.
Minneo's has since added locations in Mount Lebanon and Allison Park. KDKA Sports, the Pirates' bats fell silent last night in a 9-0 loss in Milwaukee. Paul Skeens is this afternoon starter in a game you'll hear on News Radio KDKA. Our coverage starts at 1:15. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick, installing most roofs in just one day. Trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time 12:03. Time to call Shenderovich and Fishman. Why pay 40% when you can pay 25%? Call 888-98-TWINS. Mostly cloudy, 71 in Pittsburgh now. KDKA AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
With over 75 million albums sold, 36 top 10 hits, and 14 platinum albums. An evening of icons. An unforgettable night of classic hits. It's the Commodores and the Spinners. Friday, August 2nd, the event center at Rivers Casino. Get tickets now at riverscasino.com. An evening of icons.
Hi, this is Larry Richard with Dan Bitchoff, the PA Hypnosis and Anxiety Center. Anxiety, Dan, you know, is at an all-time high.
It's out of control right now, Larry. We have people calling in every day to help with anxiety. And the thing that we have here at the PA Hypnosis and Anxiety Center is we're able to get to the part of the brain that actually causes the anxiety. Most everybody knows that people have problems, but they can't control the anxiety on their own. So the sessions that we do actually from the first session on gets that part of the brain to stop causing that fight or flight anxiety response, and that's how we're able to give the guarantee with our program.
And you've worked with high-level athletes, Olympic athletes. Where do we get started?
We do a free consultation, and we're going to do the same thing with the clients here that we do with the U.S. Olympic team to help them win gold medals. So when you call the office for the consultation, we can set that up. It's 724-934-8446.
The PA Hypnosis and Anxiety Center, 724-934-8446. Call now.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Ryan, what's up?
Thank you, Marty. Taking a look at the Cordell and Cordell traffic cameras. On the Parkway West inbound side, traffic is slow from the Fort Pitt Tunnel back to the top of Green Tree Hill. On the Parkway heading out of the city, traffic is slow from the Fort Pitt Bridge back to about Stanwyck Street. And on the northbound side of 28, traffic is slow outside Sharpsburg. Other than that, though, your major roadways are looking good. With AAA traffic, I'm Ryan McCullough on 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A sprinkle around the rest of the morning. It'll be breezy this afternoon with intervals of clouds and sun at a high in the low 80s. Turning out mainly clear tonight, though 63. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and becoming hot with a high nearing 90. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Hey folks, Marty here. CCAC is the best. Whether you want to study robotics, cybersecurity, aviation, culinary arts, business management, multimedia web programming, they've got it all. CCAC rocks. The real deal, with expert instructors, industry-grade equipment, high-tech learning spaces. Wow. Big future, little debt. Register now. ccac.edu. Love CCAC. Love it.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA. Yes.
Pop quiz. What's xenophobia? What is it? Pop quiz. Don't use your Google, whatever. Pop quiz. I'm serious. What's xenophobia? What is it? Xena, whatever you want to call it. 866-391-1020. Pop quiz. What is xenophobia? Pop quiz. 866-391-1020. What is xenophobia? And let me continue by saying this. I don't believe in conspiracies. I just don't. People are too stupid. They can't keep a secret. So if someone does something stupid with someone else, they always tell everybody so they don't get away with it. So I don't believe in conspiracies, generally. I don't believe in voter fraud. Why do I say that? Zapala has tried in Allegheny County 2 legit voter fraud cases in more than 20 years. Okay? So we're not going to be overrun by illegal voters or voter fraud or jacked up machines. Elections are elections. There's going to be some mistakes, but they're minimal. However, let's get to the gist of it. What is xenophobia? 866-391-1020. I'm serious. Someone tell me what it is without looking it up. What annoys the hell out of me is this notion that it's abusive and obnoxious and hateful and racist and sexist and you name it ist and xenophobic if we ask people to get IDs. Really? Really? You gotta have a damn driver's license to drive a car. This crap about some kind of conspiracy to eliminate millions of Americans from voting because they don't have to have ID is a load of crap, and it annoys the hell out of me. Which brings me to this sound from Summer Lee. Makes me feel fine. Summer Lee makes me feel fine. That's not the right song. Go ahead, my man.
It is under attack right now, right here with this very bill. Republicans want to throw up barriers because when people vote, they lose. Let me be clear. They don't want you to vote. Yeah. They don't want to hear black voices, brown voices, LGBTQIA voices, young voices. Our fundamental access to our democracy is being politicized. And this xenophobic attack that we're debating today will make it harder for Americans to vote. My Republican colleagues will claim that requiring IDs is a small ask, but nearly 30 million people lack a valid driver's license. And about 15 to 18 million adults don't have access to documents proving their birth or citizenship. Americans don't need more obstacles. It's already hard enough.
How do they fly? How do they drive? Come on, man. What are we doing here? I had no idea that gay men and women don't have IDs. This is all new and news to me. I'll have to let my friends know they're gay and lesbian. I find that offensive. I think it's obnoxious and it's frightening, and it annoys me to no end. I got to grab Jim I'm sorry, Anthony, real quick. Anthony, brother, man, what is xenophobia, sir? What is it?
Marty?
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you? It's Anthony, brother.
Good. How you feeling?
I'm doing very well, man. I had a health scare, but God was with me, and I'm doing better. My mind is clear now. I took a sabbatical from talking to anybody about it. I think I had to concentrate on getting better, but with family and everyone, I feel a lot better now. And I heard you earlier.
What xenophobia is. Tell me what that is. Some relief.
The fear of immigrants.
Yeah.
That's what she's alleging. But as a lifelong 50-year Democrat, I have no problem with showing ID. I mean, you initially show an ID when you go down, when you first register. You have to put your ID number on your application when you register. Yeah. But I have no issue with allowing people to vote. As a matter of fact, here in this state, as a compromise, I wrote to Governor Shapiro to say, well, listen, to compromise with the Republicans, give them voter ID, but they give you can count mail-in ballots 2 weeks before the election instead of all on election.
What the fuck is racist and sexist and you're homophobic by asking people to get an ID? I don't get that. I just can't get anything.
It fits their narrative.
Yeah.
That's the left.
Yeah.
The left wants victimhood.
Yeah,
they don't want people to be self-sufficient and think for themselves.
They really don't.
And you can't get no more left than Summer Lee.
No. Anthony, my man, I love him. And he was having some issues, and he's back, and I'm glad he's back. And Anthony is my man. One of my favorite people. Do me a favor before I grab Sam. Ryan, play that one more time. This is Summer Lee. This is yesterday. She's addressing Congress as she's paranoid about the world coming to an end because she doesn't believe that you need ID to do anything. Go ahead.
It is under attack right now, right here with this very bill. Republicans want to throw up barriers because when people vote, they lose. Let me be clear. They don't want you to vote. They don't want to hear black voices, brown voices, LGBTQIA voices, young voices. Our fundamental access to our democracy is being politicized. Mm-hmm. And this xenophobic attack that we're debating today will make it harder for Americans to vote. Yeah. My Republican colleagues will claim that requiring IDs is a small ask, but nearly 30 million people lack a valid driver's license. And about 15 to 18 million adults don't have access to documents proving their birth or citizenship. Americans don't need more obstacles. It's already hard enough.
Xenophobia is the fear or dislike of anything which is perceived as being foreign or strange. Okay. So, asking someone to get an ID is xenophobic? Is she confused or am I confused? You know who isn't confused? Sam the Man DeMarco. Good morning, Sam. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Marty. How are you, my friend?
We have lost our way on this one, brother.
You know what?
Come on, man.
Look, I had to weigh in on X yesterday because, I just couldn't sit by and continue to listen to her.
Come on, man.
Everything that she says, she cries racism, but I can't believe of any statement that's more racist than an insinuation by Democrats that black and brown Americans are too stupid to get an ID to vote.
And folks
just like everybody else.
The gay and lesbian people are too stupid to have an ID. Yeah.
I mean, talk about the soft bigotry of low expectations, Marty. This is ridiculous.
Come on, Sam. Come on.
Yes, I mean, this is ridiculous.
Is this as good as it gets, Sam?
Look, the people of the 12th Congressional District have to make up their own minds if this is as good as it gets. But I can tell you that the SAVE Act that was passed in the House yesterday is designed to just say and ensure that only American citizens can vote in American federal elections.
What's wrong with that?
That's common sense.
What the hell's wrong with that?
There isn't anything wrong with it. And that's what makes this full-throated resistance, and this wall that the Democrats are putting up so concerning.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, Marty, here's what the crux of the real problem is, okay? When you register to vote here in Pennsylvania, or you apply for a mail-in or absentee ballot, you provide a couple forms of identification as an option. You can give the last 4 digits of your Social Security number, or you can give the driver's license number that's been issued to you. The elections folks just check, but all they check is to see, is that a real person? Are you who you say you are? They don't check citizenship status.
Hey, Sam, what the hell does this have to do with xenophobia? I don't understand.
Well, again, it's a false argument. It's a straw man, not a straw man, but she's always throwing things out there. Look, in that she was out on social media yesterday too, crying about environmental racism. And I mean just the whole bit.
Environmental racism.
Yeah, but she's complaining because people that live in her community in Braddock, they complain about the pollution, air quality, and things of that nature. But instead of just talking about concern about air quality and things of that nature, they sit there and they call it environmental racism.
Oh, come on.
It's insane.
Well, there's poor white folks that are choking, too.
Well, hey, listen, Marty, nothing's perfect, but the air in Allegheny County is 80% better than it was 20 years ago.
Can you hang, Sam? Can you hang for a minute?
Yeah, absolutely. Sure.
This is bizarre. Hold on. What, the guy went against hers on hold? All right, we'll grab him after the break. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. My man Ryan, what's up out there?
Thanks, Marty. Not too much has changed out there. Still seeing a slowdown on northbound 28 out by Sharpsburg. Still seeing some congestion downtown from the Fort Pitt Bridge to Stanwyck Street, outbound side of the Parkway. And on the Parkway West inbound side, still seeing congestion on Green Tree Hill, from the top of Green Tree Hill back towards the Fort Pitt Tunnel. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ryan McCullough on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Visit them at awaken180weightloss.com.
I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg with your Lowe's weekend weather update in Pittsburgh. It's going to be a very warm day Saturday with a good deal of sunshine and a high of 89. It'll be hot and humid Sunday with times of sun and clouds along with a thunderstorm and a high up to 92. Don't miss up to 70% off select major appliances at the Lowe's closeout event. But hurry, these deals are too good to last because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through August 7th while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, head dander, and pollen to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
Spoke to Jerry Nasseri with NASCO Roofing this morning. Look, the thing about NASCO is their work ethic. The thing about NASCO is their pricing. The thing about NASCO is their reputation. Owens Corning, the best of the best. Lifetime guarantee, lifetime warranty. Folks, this is the crew that's been on our roof several times. Did my brother's roof, my sister's roof. Becomes a family thing. Why? Because NASCO does it right. 412-373-2000 NASCO. 412-373-2000. Give me a yell. Schedule a heart screening today. Trust the national ranked experts at UPMC for your heart rate. Do it now. John Perry is one of my close friends. He's also one of the best attorneys in the country. Medical malpractice, catastrophic injury, Rosen and Perry. Look at the results, man. Look at the accolades. I've had family members go there. I've had friends go there because of their success. Serious about this. They are the professionals. Rosen and Perry. 412-281-4200. Rosen and Perry. Call them. Ask for John. 412-281-4200.
Gigantic July savings at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. Save with your Coons Reward Card. The best dressed, boneless, skinless chicken breasts or tenders are $2.89 per pound. Buy now, freeze now. Sweet Northwest cherries, $1.99 per pound. And plain or wavy essential everyday potato chips, 9-ounce bags, 99 cents each. And additional savings in our meat department. Regular sliced Sugardale bacon, 12-ounce package, $2.79 each. The best dressed fresh chicken drumsticks, $1.29 per pound. And our produce. Large fresh mangoes, 67 cents each, and Haas variety avocados are 4 for $5. In our deli, hardwood smoked Eckrich hard salami is $4.99 per pound. And in our bakery, authentic French recipe brioche gourmet hot dog buns, 6-count packs, $3.50 each. In our seafood, frozen mahi-mahi fillets, 8-ounce portions, $4.49 each. And this week, selected varieties of Coke, Sprite, or Dr. Pepper, 6-pack half-liter bottles are 3 for $12.
Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
So, are you searching for a retirement place to call home? Look no further than Friendship Village of South Hills. Look no further than friendshipvillagepa.com. UPMC saved my life. It's just the truth. And when I had cancer. And now they prolong my life. Seriously. I have been in what's called swallow therapy. I had choked 4 times. Heimlich maneuver 4 times. Now, nothing. Now, clear path. Now, I feel safe and secure with the therapy I received at UPMC. It's an amazing place. Life-saving, life-changing information. UPMC.
CBS Eye on Veterans, presented by University of Maryland Global Campus. Every 30 seconds, the equivalent of a dump truck full of plastic is dumped into the ocean. Army vet Chris Vidot founded Sheets Laundry Club to do something about that. Their small, postcard-sized detergent sheets are trying to make a big difference.
900 million plastic laundry jugs wind up in the landfill or the oceans every single year. So every box that we sell obviously eliminates one bottle from being put on the shelf elsewhere. The initial goal the first year was, I think, 25,000 boxes. Over the course of 2.5 years, we're a little over 1 million bottles. The goal, again, is to turn the tide on plastic pollution.
Jon Stewart here. Unbelievably exciting news. My new podcast, The Weekly Show. We're going to be talking about the election, economics, ingredient to bread ratio on sandwiches. Listen to The Weekly Show with Jon Stewart, wherever you get your podcasts.
The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
It is under attack right now, right here with this very bill. Republicans want to throw up barriers because when people vote, they lose. Let me be clear. They don't want you to vote. They don't want to hear black voices, brown voices, LGBTQIA voices, young voices. Our fundamental access to our democracy is being politicized. And this xenophobic attack that we're debating today will make it harder for Americans to vote. My Republican colleagues will claim that requiring IDs is a small ask, but nearly 30 million people lack a valid driver's license. And about 15 to 18 million adults don't have access to documents proving their birth or citizenship. Americans don't need more obstacles. It's already hard enough.
Okay. That's Summerlee. She will not come on this show. Doesn't have any interest in the truth. So, from one of my favorite people on earth, Karen, what is so stupid about Summerlee's statement is that rather than you're a Democrat, Republican, or Independent, you're affected. She's right. This does not apply to just one party. Laws do not apply to one party. So whatever the Republicans come up with, it also affects Republicans. Same with Democrats. Duh. Her words, not mine. Sam, she's right, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, it's important for me as a member of the Board of Elections is to protect the sanctity and the security of our elections, right? Yeah. And everybody should feel confident about them. You know, and I'm not here to sit here and talk about and claim that there's all kinds of fraud and things like that. But our job is to do whatever we can to prevent mistakes from being made. And, you know, we were able to show, Marty, I looked into this a number of years ago, and Allegheny County was actually sued by the Public Interest Legal Foundation back in 2019. And they had found that from 2006 to 2018, they had found at least 139 instances of non-citizen vote registration here in Allegheny County. 27% of those folks cast at least one ballot. And I forwarded you an email from the director of elections at the time, Mark Wolasek, admitting to me that some of these folks had taken and voted in both presidential and municipal elections.
But I don't want to freak people out. This isn't a big deal. That is not why I'm here. Why I'm here is, look, man, and the truth is, and it will set you free. What she's doing is saying, all my folks are stupid. Republicans can do this, right? That's what she's saying. right?
That's what she's trying to say.
Yeah.
And, you know, Marty, almost I don't want to say a certainty, but I would venture to say that it's almost certain that every country on the continent of Africa requires voter ID. Okay?
Hold on a second. I want to grab. Hold on, Sam. I want to grab James. James Hayes. He's running against Summerlee, the Republican. James, good morning. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Marty. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Jump in here, sir. What say you about this?
No, I would, from what Sam was just about to say, every single country in Latin America and Africa, the Middle East, they have voter ID and they have only citizens voting in national elections. It is just unbelievable that Summerlee would say that this is a racial issue. And that, to me, that strikes at the problem of her representing our area. Because if every problem is a racial issue, which it obviously can't be, then how are you going to find the solution if you don't actually look at what the root of the problem is?
Sam,
and so,
James, by the way, who is African American, you have now officially been on my show more than she ever has. How about that? I'm not exaggerating. What she's doing is ridiculous, is it not, sir?
It is. It is absolutely ridiculous. And so, you know, look at the fact that she hasn't been on your show. She just won't go into venues where she doesn't agree with you. So how can you come to a conclusion if you won't talk to people that disagree with you and try and figure things out and find out where you have common goals?
That's what I think. Hey, James, thanks, my man. Thanks for your honesty.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll talk to you again, I promise. Stay in touch, all right?
Great, thank you. Thank you, absolutely.
Not him. Bill, go ahead. Go ahead, Bill.
Hey, Marty.
Yeah,
hey, Marty.
Yeah.
Hey, just what he just said. I've had people say things, and I've changed my mind through the years.
Nice.
That's not what I call it about that.
No, I get it.
Regarding the ID, my dad, we had to take his driver's license away from him. And he was able, well, you know what to do, though. This is to tell everybody out there. He didn't want to do it, and he agreed he had to go pass the test. And he failed 3 times. And then he agreed he couldn't drive. Well, you know, it is what it is. And
yeah, of course.
You know, but our concern was, you know, he gets killed and he kills somebody else. So anyway, it was a problem. He's passed since then, but that's how we worked it out. Anyway, he was able to get a state ID for free from the state. You know, so he could fly or whatever he wanted to do, because you need an ID to get through this world, to buy a 6-pack, fly,
All right,
buy
man,
a pack of cigarettes, whatever it may be. You need identification.
You do. And he's right. And I love the call, and I love the engagement. And Sam the man, thanks for telling the truth, my man. Folks, Sam DeMarco, killing it today, folks. We'll be right back.
Sunday mornings at 6 a.m. on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA, it's Tech Vibe Radio. Join hosts Audrey Russo and Jonathan Kirsting from the Pittsburgh Technology Council's Huntington Bank Studios as they bring you a front row seat to Pittsburgh's tech sector.
Celebrate National Carpet Cleaning Month with Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned for just $129. Get a 4th room free and take $75 off air duct cleaning. Call now 412-701-1188 or book online anytime, ZeroResPGH.com.
Today we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission, to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/value and unlock 50% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value.
Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band Rock for Hunger release supporting food banks across the country. Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank welcomes them to PPG Paints Arena in August. Enter for your chance to win tickets today by visiting ppgpaintsarena.com. To purchase tickets, visit Ticketmaster.com.
UPMC, life-saving, life-changing information. Amazing.
from the Medicare Solutions Studios.
Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
It's 75 degrees and cloudy at Pittsburgh International at 12:30. I'm Susie Cole. President Joe Biden's solo news conference to close out the NATO summit comes as Mr. Biden is struggling to quell the Democratic Party's panic about his chances for re-election. We will carry the news conference live tonight at 6:30 on News Radio KDKA. Employees at a Katanning nursing home say they'll be on a picket line later this month if they don't get a new contract. News Radio KDKA's Tamara Rush has the story.
SEIU Healthcare Pennsylvania says employees at Armstrong Rehabilitation and Nursing Center unanimously voted to send an unfair labor practice strike notice to the facility's owner this week. Workers allege the company bargained in bad faith and failed to provide bargaining information about wages, staffing, and agency costs. SEIU says workers are asking for the owner to invest the over $2.1 million he receives in annual state funding to retain and recruit caregivers. The three-day strike is set to start on July 19th. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
A Squirrel Hill Pizza House is in the national spotlight. News Radio KDKA's Paul Rasmussen tells us all about it.
The New York Times recently asked readers to name their favorite pizza, the best they've had. From 1,000 responses, the Times chose 15 for a feature article. One, written by Stephen Quigley, praised Minio's Pizza House. John Minio shared his reaction with KDK Radio's Marty Griffin.
I read it like 5 times already. I just looked amazing about each place in Portugal, Peru, Brazil, Nepal, Amsterdam, and Germany. It's like amazing.
Quigley said Minio's Pizza is different from any he's tasted. Since opening in Squirrel Hill in 1958, Minio's has added locations in Mount Lebanon and Allison Park. Paul Rasmussen, News Radio KDKA.
And on to Wall Street, where the Dow is up 52 points at 39,773. The Nasdaq is down 299, and the S&P is down 42. KDKA Radio News Time, 12:32. Our next update at 1. I'm Susie Cole on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
Hey guys, it's Marty. I've been friends with Robert Pierce and Associates, for nearly 20 years. We have established a relationship about law, about protecting folks, about fighting for people for a long, long time. Last week, I'm talking to Rob at Robert Pierce and Associates about these diet drugs, Ozempic and Wegovy. Look, now folks are having serious side effects from these drugs. Throwing up, nausea, horrible side effects. And Rob Pierce and Associates, they've been at this 40 years. They're ready to take on these lawsuits. They're ready to fight for you. They have the experts. They have the free consultation ready to go. They have the experience in these cases. And look, I've seen it. They work, and they work hard. 412-281-7229. Robert Pierce and Associates.
This is it. Shop the Lowe's Closeout event to get up to 70% off select major appliances for your home. Plus, get up to 60% off select patio furniture and accessories for your outdoor spaces. So hurry into your local store today because these deals are too good to last. Shop them now before they're gone because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 8/7 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Paul Martino here. Pittsburgh's best deli by far is Food for Thought on North Craig Street. Folks trek to Food for Thought again and again. Mouth-watering large sandwiches made with boar's head meats. Freshly made salads. They make their own corned beef. It's the best in town. Fresh, authentic, delicious. Food for Thought, North Craig Street. Visit Bob the Deli King. Tuesday through Sundays, 9 to 4. Enjoy the best deli around.
PJ Fitzpatrick, Home Movement Traffic Center, Triple Traffic Power 5000. Brian, what's up out there?
Thanks, Marty. We're still seeing congestion on the inbound Parkway West on Green Tree Hill down to the Fort Pitt Tunnel. Downtown on the Parkway, traffic has cleared up a bit. On the inbound Parkway East, though, we've got some traffic out by Edgewood, Swissvale, and we're also still seeing congestion up on the northbound side of 28 out by Sharpsburg. Other than that, your major roadways are looking good at the moment. With AAA traffic, I'm Ryan McCullough on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Outside of a sprinkle on spots the rest of the morning, the rest of today will be breezy and cooler than recent days with clouds and sun in a high in the low 80s. Turns out clear tonight, though 63. Sunny and becoming hot tomorrow, high 90. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA.
Voss TV and Appliance. I know how good they are. They've been in my house. We have several other appliances. They've been to Larry's house. He loves them. Look, if you're looking for a new appliance, a new television, why pick Voss? It's the only place you'll ever need. They're small enough to treat you like family and big enough to offer an array of quality TVs and appliance. Voss TV and Appliance, big brands, reliable delivery and service, and the lowest prices in town, guaranteed. Trust Voss. 412-650-VOSS, 412-650-VOSS.
Hi, this is elder law attorney Carl Zachariah. Betty called me last week because her mother's in a nursing home and had given her $30,000 2 years ago. I told her that 5-year look back will not apply. We can get it fixed. Call Zachariah Brown at 724-942-6200 or visit PittsburghElderLaw.com.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at KennyRoss.com.
Hi, this is Larry Richert. Join us on the Big K Morning Show tomorrow. You'll meet the man behind the North Side Music Festival with over 100 acts. We've got the game plan on the Big K Morning Show tomorrow.
They call them food deserts. Certainly impoverished areas, but frankly, they have no grocery store. And there's a significant number of them in America for various reasons, but it sucks regardless. I have been blessed in my life to meet people that are in positions of power and authority and use that position of power and authority to make a difference for the betterment of others. I'm serious. I've been lucky enough to meet Bill Artman, who's the CEO and the chairman of Giant Eagle, who I love the guy. He's just legit. And it was brought to our attention by, of all people, my cousin, who I love to death. And you remember this, how this came up, right, Patrick? That it was at Clareton, was a food desert.
Yeah, the grocery store there closed, and they're left without one. The closest one, I forget how, it's
several
a couple miles. Yeah.
And for those of you out there going, so get in your Suburban and drive over there. Old folks, poor folks. I saw a guy that I knew, this is a true story, walking up the hill on Green Tree Road toward his house with all these bags of groceries, this old timer that I used to know from the Smallman Street Deli. Frank, and I love him. And he was struggling. He was bent over. Had to walk 2 miles with groceries, man. So I drove him to his house. And my point is, it's hell to do that for folks. And my cuz, who I love to death, Eileen Stewart, is with me. Good morning, Eileen. How are you, honey?
Hey, good. How are you?
Fabulous. You actually...
Today's a good day.
She actually brought this to our attention. Did she not, Patrick?
She sure did. I think it was while we were talking to Giant Eagle CEO Bill Artman about their mobile market.
Tell us what happened, Eileen, and what got your wheels spinning.
Well, I work as Director of Community Engagement for the Cam Hayward Foundation, and we were approached by the, I think they're counselors, school counselors in the Clareton School District, because they knew that we had participated in the past with Blessings in a Backpack, which is a program that gives kids backpacks of food for the weekends, because there's, a lot of kids don't have food at home, which seems like unbelievable, but it's more prevalent than you realize.
I agree.
So when I started doing research about Clareton, because they also told me that, I think we talked about it last time, that for people who were not listening last time, that you can't even get Instacart or one of the, say, Giant Eagle delivers because the drivers won't take it because the people in Clairton can't tip.
Hold on.
Tip.
Stop there. This actually shocked the hell out of me, and Patrick actually confirmed this. So they're poor folks. They can barely afford the groceries. So if you try to order from a delivery service and you say that you're not going to tip, they blow you off, right?
They leave the phone.
Oh,
It's
jeez.
because and it was firsthand because this counselor actually drives for Instacart on the side. So, I mean, it was like firsthand information. So then when I started researching Clairton, I found out that if you do not have a car, which 25% of the people do not have a car, they have to take 2 buses to get to the Giant Eagle in Elizabeth or somewhere. And not only that, they have to walk 0.8 of a mile from the last stop, I believe, or in between the two, but 2 buses in 0.8 of a mile. Imagine when you have 3 kids and you're single, or you're older and maybe can't get around very easily. That's your choice.
Brutal.
Because there's a couple like a Family Dollar and Dollar General, but they don't have like healthy fresh food.
So then Bill Hartman stepped up and says, all right, let's do this. And they did this. This is actually a big deal, is it not?
I'm on my way there. I am so excited. This is making my entire summer because just to know that, people will know once a week that they can go where the Giant Eagle bus is going to be, or what is it?
It's a massive semi. It's actually really cool. Really.
So they know that they can get there and they can plan on that, I'm thrilled. I mean,
what time is it? What is it? 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock, right? Yep. And where at physically is it there in Clairton, in case folks are listening and want to go?
You know more than me.
All right, hold on. That's easy to do. Patrick, you have bills? I do. Patrick, you're going out there, man.
I'm going out as well.
And you're going to be there. And say hello to Vince. Vince is sitting here, Aunt Eileen. Say hi, Aunt Eileen.
Hi, Aunt Eileen.
He's got his Get Marty shirt on.
See you then.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay, Clairton, 1 o'clock to 2:30, 550 Miller Avenue, Clairton, PA. The Giant Eagle, a truck. It's a massive mobile market. It's actually beautiful inside. We posted this really cool video. 1 to 2:30, 550 Miller Avenue, Clairton, PA, 15025. And you're going to be there, Eileen. It's a hell of a thing. You know what? We take this stuff for granted, but we shouldn't. This is a very difficult thing for folks to get food to themselves, and this is a big step for them, and it's a hell of a thing that Giant Eagle's doing, right?
Yeah. I mean, they agreed. So, fantastic.
All right, my dear. We'll see you there. Thanks, Eileen.
That's good. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Look, at the end of the day, the role that we have in this life, and I tell my son this all the time, and is to make a difference. And that's what it took me I'm not exaggerating this, and this is a lot of heavy lifting. This isn't your little truck, Patrick. This is a full-fledged semi that's a grocery store in essence.
Yeah, it's a semi that they bring into the community. Yeah. They park it, and you go in and you shop the aisles. There are actually aisles in this thing.
Yep.
It's so large.
Yep.
And they've got everything in there. Fresh produce.
That's cool. Healthy
all the
foods.
essentials.
Yeah, really cool. And they set it up with the CHIP program. That was kind of one of the hurdles to get this done immediately. Yep. And there's some other federal things and state things that they got hooked up. And this is what I love about Bill Hartman at Giant Eagle. My man said, hey, let's do this. And within a couple days, he had it done. And that's, Patrick's headed there with my son, Vince. Vince, check this out for us, all right, man? All right, you into it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't wait. You're jazzed up, huh?
Yeah.
All right, man.
And Marty, for folks who are going to the area out there, if they know where Livingston Pharmacy is in Clairton,
nice.
For people in the community there, that's right where this is.
Livingston Pharmacy in Clairton.
Yep, Miller Avenue and Waddell Avenue.
And that truck should be pulling in there in the next 15 minutes. Fantastic. And we're headed that way right now. 1 o'clock to 2:30, Clairton, 550 Miller Avenue. Patrick, again, what's the name of the pharmacy?
Livingston Pharmacy.
All right, my man. We will see you guys later. Thank you, Giant Eagle and Bill Hartman. And thank you, Cousin Eileen. I love that woman.